Hi, my name is Kaitlyn Daley, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what happened in the news on my birthday, June 12th, 2001. This was a Tuesday, and there were a couple articles published in the New York Times of significance. There wasn't a lot of news that happened that day that was really, really important, but there were a couple things that jumped out to me, and I will be telling you about them. The first thing that I read about that happened that day was the anglers and environmentalists' debate plan to ban fishing in much of the national park. The national park they were talking about was Dry Tortugas. They did want to ban fishing because there were important species in this national park. For example, there are coral heads, sponges, algae, seagrass beds, and over 250 species of fish underneath its 6,000 watery acres. This national park was in Key West, Florida, and of course, this debate pan was made in order to save these species from extinction or any hurt going towards these very specific and important species of this watery acre. Um, Also, there were some articles on baseball that happened on this day. The Mets were doing terribly hitting wise. They were 9 games under 500 in the middle of June, which was not good. Their top performers were batting terribly, and they were doing very, very badly in their league. Um, Also, the Yankees commented on their own batting. Steinbrenner, the Yankees coach, also wasn't happy with the Yankees hitting, and he called out specific players. He called out Jeter and the third baseman, Scott Rosius. He also stated about how he was bringing in new people to the team in order to bump up the team morale and team statistics. Um, Also, another article that I read in the New York Times was the Boston Scientific Corporation. It was about them. They were filing a lawsuit against the principal owners of Metanol Ltd, which was an Israel medical device maker. This lawsuit wanted to order Boston Scientific and the principal owners of the Metanol to agree to a procedure under which each side submits an offer to buy the shares held by the other party. Basically, they didn't want competition and they wanted either the Boston Scientific Corporation or the Metanol Ltd makers to buy out the other one in order to have no competition and no problems with each other. Also, on this day, Robert Edward Dyer was sentenced to 16 years imprisonment for attempting to extort money from a British supermarket chain through a letter bomb campaign. Basically, this meant he was threatening workers and blackmailing them. He said that he would hurt them unless they paid him. He was 51 at the time he was doing this, and he was doing it because he was short on money and he needed money and wanted it quickly, and he thought this was the best way to get it. Obviously, it wasn't because he was caught and then imprisoned. John Bigelow the Fourth was also born on this day. He was a golf prodigy from North Philadelphia. Um, and other important people that were born on this day, but not specifically in 2001, were George H.W. Bush, our 41st president, Anne Frank. The diaries that she wrote during World War II were very important, and she was also born on this day. Pete Farndon, an English musician, was also born on this day, and Chris Young, a country singer, was also born on June 12th. Those four people were not obviously born in 2001, but they were born on June 12th, and two of those people had a very, very big impact, especially Anne Frank. And obviously George H.W. Bush was our president, so he was an important man. Um, Besides those couple articles in the New York Times and the one person being born on June 12, 2001, not a lot of important events and significant events happened on June 12, 2001. The New York Times had a couple, like I said, um, articles that were interesting to read about that happened on that day. However, nothing huge really jumped out to me, but it is a significant day to me because I was born on that day. But That's all for my birthday speech. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.